SEGA on this channel, Sonic Team on this channel, headcanon. It couldn't be Crep playing another Sonic game. Oh, no way. Alright, I've gotten the self-riffing out of the way a little bit. Hi, I'm Crep, and it is the launch night at the time of recording for Sonic Origins, the newest Sonic compilation title. And this one's pretty special. Everyone knows. It's a compilation of all of the Taxman and Stealth, aka Christian Whitehead and Simon Tomley and company, remakes/ports of Sonic 1, 2, and CD, and now Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the new one. They're using Retro Engine for it, but Taxman and the Evening Star team aren't necessarily involved. They just license the use of the engine. It's all headcanon and others, which is cool. Other Sonic fans getting the opportunity to ascend to officially licensed Sonic developers. Sonic Origins. Now, you wouldn't think this would make for, like, an important or special LP to go off my channel, because I played all these games before. I played all of them, and I liked playing them. But, you know, it has been a while, hasn't it? I mean, I did that Sonic 1 LP almost 3 years ago at this point, and I developed a lot of my opinions after I did that, and then after I did the Sonic 2 LP, and then after I did the Sonic 3 and Knuckles LP also. My Sonic CD opinions did not change at all. And now, with the benefit of a story mode with new animated cutscenes to connect everything, oh, would you look at that, he's even rowing himself in the barrel, just like in Toxic Caves. How cute. How adorable. With the story mode in this, there's a lot more justification for the idea of playing these games again with this new framing. And, you know, maybe we'll get to do some other fun stuff at some point too. Maybe I'll try the mission mode stuffs or other things. We'll see. For now, though, I want to get into it. I mean, I could talk about these games forever, you know, so there's no shortage of me being able to sit down and play them for YouTube and keep my mouth running. That being said, I'm gonna hold off a little bit while watching these cutscenes because they're very cool, and I've only seen this one. They showed this one off at some point recently, I think, on the Sonic YouTube, probably, maybe on Sonic Twitter, just somewhere. It's very simple. It is the setup for what's going on in Sonic 1. Oh, and it's plenty cute. Oh, look at that shot in the distance of a bunch of Green Hill Zone terrain. Would you look at that? I've got an achievement, welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog. Would you look at that, the game's aspect ratio isn't perfect. That's no good. Hold on. I can't handle blurry pixels. Let's see about fixing that. Oh boy, new museum content already. Going to, let's see, they offer 720, 768. Would be height. I don't know, let's just take a look, I guess. That puts some black bars at the top, and in fact, yeah, I check OBS, and let's push the whole game capture down because I'm capturing in a set resolution. Same here, yeah, it's just letterboxing the whole thing. So let's just hop up in resolution really quick. We're gonna check this just really easily. Just gonna go into Sonic 1. Oh, it still shows the story cutscenes. Interesting. Nope, those pixels are still blurry. Alright, hold on. I gotta admit, that's really disappointing. Alright, well, I did a bunch of fumbling around with the video settings and have just come back to, let me just double check it still looks good in OBS, yeah. Just come back to 1280 720p. There doesn't seem to be any resolution setting I can pick that actually plays this game with even pixel aspect. I mean, not even pixel aspect. It does have that, but like with pixels at a multiple of 1. So that's frustrating. I'll put up with it. I think this is a really bad first impression that I never picked up on from any of the pre-release material, because presumably all of their footage is not on PC, it's on console, where like, I don't know how to notice how what it is. I don't know what's going on. This is so strange, because the Retro Engine titles, they run at a pixel resolution. I don't know, someone's gonna figure this out at some point, I guess. Okay, well, enough grumbling. Let's start talking about what's actually going on in Sonic Origins. So as I mentioned, there's a compilation of all of the Retro Engine versions of Sonic 1, 2, and CD, and again, now Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And there are a few other new features added specifically for this compilation. But for the most part, for those first 3 games, it is the game you expect it to be, with all of the enhancements and new features that those versions already brought. Something that you can do in Anniversary Mode in these, which is the 16:9 resolution version of these games in this compilation, that also has some other features, such as the coins in the bottom left I'll get to in a sec. Sonic can do the drop dash for Mania. I'm feeling it right now, and it doesn't feel quite right, and I know why, unfortunately. Oh man, two special stage opportunities down the drain already. That's not going to be the worst thing now. You'll see why. It's worth noting that for everything except Sonic 3 and Knuckles, all new features and enhancements were done in-house at SEGA, rather than being done by Headcanon or anyone else who was working with Headcanon for the Sonic 3 and Knuckles port. So that's something. I don't know if I can necessarily put into good words how the drop dash feels in this compared to in Mania, but certainly I don't feel like at any point I've gotten as fast of a takeoff with it here as I'm used to getting in Mania. It's like, it's alright. The thing about the drop dash in Mania is that it does have like stacking speed to some degree. I also just noticed something. Oh, this is bad actually. Oh no, I don't want the beginning of this LP to just be full of gripes. I just jumped over that checkpoint for no reason. I've talked about this before in Sonic 1, 2, and 3, but not CD and not Mania. There is a control lock whenever you jump out of a roll, just at any point, whether it's out of a spin dash, whether it's out of a press down while moving to roll situation. You can't move left or right, and you can't change what direction you're facing. I think it's better when the games don't have that. It's one of the reasons that I like playing CD over the other ones. Genuinely, it's a major factor. And in Mania, regardless of any other factors that might have led to them choosing to make it that way, like it is in CD, it seems pretty clear to me that they did that because it synergizes with the way the drop dash works. When you jump out of a drop dash roll, it kind of sucks to not have the freedom to turn around and drop dash in the other direction, or steer yourself, because the appeal of the drop dash is just rolling into jump into rolling into jump into rolling into jump, and just chaining that speed and momentum together. I've noticed already that there is still a roll jump control lock in this out of drop dash, and that's pretty rough, I gotta admit. Now at least the nice thing is, it's still Sonic 1. I could just play without the drop dash. But I gotta say, the drop dash is pretty fun. Having it there and not being able to use it the way I would like to, it's pretty disappointing. This is also not really a subject I want to have the LP bogged down with, but undoubtedly, that might also be a word. Undoubtedly, getting this game on Steam despite whatever's going on with the resolution, I guess. Was the smartest move I could have done, because it's a retro engine title. The community is incredibly well versed in modifying Sonic retro engine games. Anything that bothers me about this, I'm sure will bother other people, and will eventually get some, some outside work done to fix or change, for sure. People will figure out how to disable the roll jump control lock in Sonic 1 and 2, and presumably also 3 and Knuckles, but I don't know that. That is the only one in this compilation that is a new remake. So, more things to look out for and find out about. But again, this is just good old Sonic 1. I can have a good time. I can drop dash sometimes when it's purely advantageous or fun in a way that's not going to bite me in the butt. Just seems like I might not be able to go completely wild with it the way that you can in Mania. I want what's up here. I think, I always want what's up there. Anyone else feel that way? I think that's a fairly relatable feeling for anyone who plays Sonic. If you know what's up there, you're probably gonna want it. I think it's just kind of true of most people. I could do some really silly stuff here. Like try to drop dash from platform to platform. That was a little tempting for a sec, but my better judgment took a hold of me and I decided to just do some regular platforming. Oh yeah, the coins. I wanted to mention the coins. Sorry, it's just kind of running through my head topics that I wanted to bring up, because I mentioned at the onset of this that I could talk about these games forever, and I do have some things to express, some things to voice that I wanted to. But before we get to that, the other major thing about Anniversary Mode in Sonic Origins is this new coins feature. And the coins can be used to unlock stuff in the museum, or I think also maybe in other places, maybe, but it might just be museum stuff. Or when you're playing in Anniversary Mode, you can spend them to retry special stages when you fail at them, which is quite nice. I haven't actually gotten to a special stage try yet, and honestly, a lot of that is just me playing very recklessly right now and not really giving it much thought. I'm going to actively try to get Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 2 because it should be easier than ever, I might have to really throw myself at it for a while, but it'll be the best thing next to caving in and using save states, And I feel like I might as well give that an honest-to-God try. Because I've never done it. I've never gotten the Emeralds in Sonic 2. And we're playing story mode right now. What if it matters? What if it's important that I get the Chaos Emeralds in each game? I don't know. A lot of what ifs. But I think I've almost already burned all my shots. I am now down to exactly as many tries at the special stage in Sonic 1 as I can have minimum. That's rough, but it's okay. We'll see how it goes for me. I'll try thinking a little more and really picking up some rings. I think people like it when you pick up rings in these games. Nothing worse than watching someone play a Sonic game and just see them just ignoring the rings, just going about their day because they already have enough. But they could have so many more. Do you see how many rings are on screen? Not right now, but sometimes. The other thing to note about coins in Anniversary Mode is that there are no lives, and every... Oh, that's cool. I just chose to do that for some reason. Every box that would... every item box that would normally have an extra life in it just has 10 coins. That's how you get coins. You get them, from other ways, I think, also. You get them as rewards for doing missions, if I remember correctly. And I happened to start with 100 of them because I'm a sucker, and I bought the Digital Deluxe Edition because I just wanted to have everything that this game's going to have. I just wanted to have it. The funny thing about that is, it turns out the only thing the Digital Deluxe Edition comes with, as far as I can tell... Oh, do I get those coins tallied up at the end of the level or something? Was that 1 coin? Oh wait, was that 1 coin? I thought it was 10. I thought the boxes were 10 coins. Never mind, that's kind of nuts. 100 coins is kind of extreme now that I know that you get them in increments of 1. Okay, well... Why was I ring collecting anyway? It's Act 3. Okay, get my brain in gear. We're playing a Sonic game. We're really here. We're really here and we're really playing it. They replace lives, and you don't have lives, and you just don't have lives. So, whenever someone tells you that you don't have lives in this game, they're right. And I have to question, like, under what scenario some random person was telling you about there not being lives in this game, but they're right. So if you happen to hear that, it's true. Unless you're playing in classic mode, in which case you get your good old classic live system. People have been kind of critical of this game in the pre-release season since knowing about the coin stuff and knowing about the differences between Anniversary and Classic mode, solely because you can't have coins in Classic mode where there's the 4x3 aspect ratio, and you can't have lives in Anniversary mode, which is where there's the 16:9 aspect ratio. And people think that it's weird to tie mechanics of the game to the aspect ratio, and they're right. That is weird. I don't think they should do that. But it also doesn't impact me that much. Like, I'm perfectly fine with playing without lives. I played Classic Sonic so much I don't really need them. Like, the only time playing a Sonic game where I've really run into life trouble has been, like, playing Sonic 2 sometimes. That's interesting. You could just dodge that. I don't remember that being possible in other versions of Sonic 1 I played, including Sonic 1 Mobile. That's funny. Specifically, I mean, just holding right going up that half pipe. I'm yawning a lot to avoid hitting that bumper on the way up and just sailing off screen. That's interesting. Ooh. Well, here we are in Spring Yard Zone. Luckily, it's Spring Yard Zone, so if anywhere we're going to turn around our streak of not getting special stages, it's probably going to be here, you know, being real about it. There's a lot of places to take a little damage like that, have a sad time in Spring Yard Zone, but it's also pretty kind and has a lot of rings, including down here. Among other things. I can't remember what's down there with the switch. Just a place to go. Oh, it skips the thing. Oh, but I'm at the end now. Well, guaranteed we're not getting all the Chaos Emeralds in Sonic 1 then, because I can't do it anymore. I only have Spring Yard 2, Labyrinth 1, 2, Starlight 1, 2 to do it. Oh well. Toss that out the window. People have been speculating for a while about whether or not getting the Chaos Emeralds in story mode affects the cutscenes and the way the games connect. I'm looking forward to pulling up Sonic 3 and Knuckles after not getting all the Sonic 2 Emeralds and finding that I don't start the game as Super Sonic and Sonic instead rides in on a surfboard. It's really likely. I'm really expecting this to happen. Come on, you know, it's the people who are spearheading the remake of 3 and Knuckles are people who've been involved in the Sonic fan community for decades and have known about Sonic prototype content for decades, unused sprites in the final games. It's nothing new. I wouldn't be surprised if they got the okay to put in something like that. Oh my god, I am a lot sleepier. than I thought I would be going into this. I took a nap earlier. I don't need to tell you about my whole day in this Sonic 1 LP, but like, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Drink some water. I guess, like, I do know yawning to be a thing that the body makes you do sometimes when it is, not happy with the way you're breathing in and out or something. Holy heck. Okay. Well, just welcome to the yawn LP, I guess. I say all that because I can think about plenty of times where, like, I wasn't yawning at all, and then I would whistle a song for a while, and then suddenly I would just have to yawn, and I'd keep whistling, my body would be like, stop, and make me yawn again. So I think, you know, maybe talking for a while can incite your body to be like, hey, you should stop, like, breathe and be smart. Maybe. I'm no biologist or brain studier. Is that just psychologists? Is that a different study? What do you call the study of the brain? Oh, that's right. This is one where I have to go up. You know, I like Sonic 1. I don't like this. And I never will. It's wild how, like... Oh, cool. It's wild how the general opinion on Sonic 1 is Sonic 1 levels, because people will cite Green Hill, Spring Yard, and Starlight as the good ones. With, like, maybe a tentative olive branch extended to Scrap Brain, also, when it's before Act 3, where it becomes Labyrinth again. You know, big maybe on that one. Those are the good children of Sonic 1. Except, you know, I don't really mind Marble Zone that much. As I've gotten older and played this game more, I've come to have more of an appreciation for the platforming. Oh no, that was almost bad. And just the precise control of it, having like a really good feel for how Sonic moves and being able to move really deliberately with him, do exactly what I want to do with him. It's a good feeling game. And because of that, I can get into the platforming, even the stuff that's like kind of slow and pace breaking. It's honestly pretty fine because it's still engaging, and I feel the exact same way about Labyrinth Zone most of the time. There's some spots in Labyrinth Zone that are like really rough, but for the most part, the slow underwater platforming is just, oh, I have to think a little more. Oh, I have to think ahead primarily, to be honest, and try to steer my momentum in ways that'll benefit me in about half a second, that kind of thing. And I think that's fun. And then there's Spring Yard that has the waiting game with those block sections. And when you're not in those sections with the moving blocks, everything's pretty good. Spring Yard's fine. But the fact that those sections stretch on for like 10 seconds each, minimum, gets pretty tiring. This game has achievements. I'm just gonna mention that for a second. I've gotten a couple achievements, including one for just starting Sonic 1. Thanks. And I just got one, Bubbly Breath, for breathing in an air bubble in an underwater level. That's cool, I guess. Let's see, which one of these two switches is the one that I hit? Is it that one? Is it the one on the left? I'm gonna hit both. And then we're going to try to get out of here. Keyword try. Hey, it worked out. I got knocked in the way I wanted. We'll have ourselves a fun little water ride shortcut. I don't even remember, did I get to show this off at my original Sonic 1 LP? Who knows? For someone who rewatches her own stuff, you'd think that, like, I'd have a memory for those kind of details, but no, not really. I just remember the thing that I open up each video with. We'll speed up the Labyrinth Zone process a little bit, because even if I can tolerate it here, maybe you can't. Maybe this affects your watching experience, but it's fine. Look at that. Less than 2 minutes. And I got an extra life, and by that I mean I got a coin. And you know, on the subject of Sonic 1 Zone opinions, even if we're not there yet, I just don't like Starlight Zone that much. It's really the Sonic 1 Zone with bottomless pits. You get a little bit of that at the end of Spring Yard, you get a little bit of it in Scrap Brain at points, but like, Starlight is the offender. And it sucks, honestly. I'm being real. I don't think bottomless pits belong in 2D Sonic games. At the very least, not in the way that I like playing them. Which, you know, influences my opinion. It's why, like, I haven't been, like, super driven to go back to something like Sonic Advance 2 or Sonic Rush. Even though those are, like, quality games, they're perfectly fine. They just don't really meet, like, my tastes in the way that they choose to be structured, and the way that they're more about reflexes. Let's be real, my reflexes are bad. They used to be a lot better. They have seriously deteriorated over the years of playing video games. And I do a lot better with games that involve forward thinking and games where I can get used to a control system and just handle myself more than worrying about, like, doing something in time when I see it come on screen. I like games like these old Sonic games where I can play them from memory. I can play them with a knowledge of how Sonic moves and how to expect things to come up rather than react to them when they show up. I'm sure there's a level of, like, anticipatory play to Sonic Advance and Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure and Sonic Unleashed and, you know, everything ever. But they never clicked with me in the same way, and that's an important factor, too. That's just as real to acknowledge. That for whatever reason, I've been able to get into... Did Orbnos used to throw their spike balls that quickly? I've been able to get into the way these 2D Sonics play more than I've been able to get into the way a lot of those other 2D Sonics play. And that's just that. It's just a whole thing. So anyway, I don't like Starlight Zone that much. The music's good. I mean, all of Sonic 1's music is good. But it's kind of a drab-looking zone to me. The kind of desaturated green with the silver gray. The black background is just kind of boring. And the level design has never done anything for me. And we're gonna be there pretty soon. Just one more delicious act of Labyrinth Zone. I had my fingers in the wrong keys and wasn't actually jumping even though I thought I was. That's what happens. So this is interesting. I bound my controls before starting this recording session. It was one of a couple of settings changes I made to the game before sitting down to record, so I wouldn't have to worry about that on recording, even though I ended up having to worry about it on recording anyway. And for the controls section, it lists the buttons for the games as Jump 1, Jump 2, and Super Transform. Now, Sonic Mania had all three jump buttons, like the Genesis games did, on top of a separate Super Transform button. This game just has two, and I like that it has two. I think that's good and useful because I don't know how many people don't know about this at this point, but there's a lovely technique you can do where when spin dashing, you don't just hammer one button, you hammer all of them. And you get those separate inputs in, and you crank that spin dash out a lot faster. That's really satisfying. And, you know, optimally, you get to do that with 3 buttons, because that's more buttons you can press. And you can do it just fine with 2. But otherwise, in this day and age, there isn't really a need for multiple jump buttons in a 2D Sonic game. It doesn't necessarily service anything outside of doing stuff like that with the spin dash buttons. And yet there's 2 jump buttons in here. They didn't go for accuracy with 3, nor did they cut it down to what would seems like the most reasonable option, just bring it down to 1. They left it as 2 with a super transform button. And to be clear, that super transform button is not a jump button. I'm pressing it right now. So let's find that kind of interesting. Here we are at the Cork platforms. Everyone knows and loves these. I love that drill bot there. That just hit me. I've only really seen that drill bot in these versions of the games, the mobile ports and now this. And that's because with all those Cork platforms in that room and the water, and the waterfall and the switch and the checkpoint, that drill bot often gets unloaded in the Genesis version. I think that's funny. I went for it a little too soon. That's okay. You know, the Labyrinth Zone boss is a cute challenge, and it is engaging and challenging. But it's also kind of annoying in that it brings us back to, you know, everyone's favorite waiting games in 2D Sonic for some reason. It didn't cause us much trouble this time. Thank goodness for that. We could just waltz on over to everyone's favorite Starlight Zone, which I already complained about. You know, I can't dislike this zone that much. You know? And I don't even feel like I dislike it that much anyway, but I also can't. You know, it's Starlight Zone. That music starts up. That's nice. It's just a good place to be. I could live here. You know, if it weren't for the bombs, I think the bombs are a real problem, I have to admit. That is the other thing that I truly hate about Starlight Zone are the bomb enemies, and on some level it's not Starlight's fault. They could have been put anywhere, but they had to put them here. They had to design them. The Sonic 1 devs just had to design those bomb enemies, and they had to put them here in Starlight Zone. And, you know, I'll never forget them for it. At least I can confidently say my boy Maki, Yukifumi Makino, had nothing to do with the decision. Guy's just a sound programmer. Couldn't have done it. If someone came out and told me that Yukifumi Makino was the creator of the bomb enemies in Sonic 1, I'd like them to cite their source first. But if they give me an accurate source, I would be just instantly depressed. You wouldn't hear from me for another month. Oh man, I think I knew this about the mobile version too, but you can't just let go of the controls at the start of the first special stage in this and just have it work out. That's sad. Knowledge lost to time, because it's relevant to a version of the game that people won't play now. Because, you know, it's just going to become the definitive version of these games for a lot of people. It might even for me. It would definitely be true if someone out there, wink wink, could figure out the resolution stuff and get these games in Origins to display with multiple of 1 pixels, please. That'd be beautiful. So we're seeing the special stage retries in action. We're getting We're getting our coins siphoned from us as I make these silly mistakes. I'm just trying to live, but it's the Sonic 1 special stage, so living's hard. Living's hard to come by. But we make do. Oh. You see, it's the summertime now. And all of my that's funny sparkle effect on the coin. All my beverage containers with cold liquid in them, like this refrigerated water, are sweating all the time now. And so my water bottle decided to stick to the soft coaster I had it on to try to minimize the noise of me setting it down on my desk. You know, life loves to throw wrenches in all of your best laid plans, including things that you do to try to have a better sound experience for the people who are watching your videos where you give them a sound experience. See, would you just look at these guys? Oh, I hate them. Can't do anything about them. They show up in clusters all the time that are hard to jump through. And then they explode. And toss a bunch of arcing projectiles at you. And like, that's just mean. I don't know why we tolerate this, like, societally. I need all of the Sonic 1 bomb enemy haters to show up in the comments for me. Like, please let me know you're out there. If you're watching this, send me a signal. I need to not be alone on this. You know, for all my complaints that I voiced about Starlight earlier, it does go by pretty quick, which is probably another reason people cite it as one of the good ones. You know, it figures. A lot of people's standards for what makes a good Sonic 1 level is anything that's short, because it means you're playing less Sonic 1. I like this game, so I don't feel that way. And, you know, on a related note, I've heard it discussed before that, like, Sonic 2 is an interesting case of a game for having its reward for good gameplay being playing less game. And on, like, a critical level, I've never fully aligned with that, but I don't think it's not a factor in like, how I feel about Sonic 2. Definitely playing those levels and the way that they, like, are designed such that if you play them well, you just get through the game, like, a lot faster, rather than, like, getting particularly different experiences out of it, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's true. Like, the upper and lower paths of a zone don't matter a huge much outside of time, except for, like, Aquatic Ruin, where they matter in time, but they also matter in terms of the minute-to-minute gameplay of what you're actually doing. Anyway, that's tangential to the point. I think that, like, it's oversimplifying to say that Sonic 2 is, is a game where you are rewarded for playing it well by being able to play it less. But it is kind of true. It's, like, partially true. And certainly that makes sense with, like, the way I described Sonic 2 in my LP of being, like, a game that doesn't feel like much of anything when I play it at this point. Like, maybe that is indicative of my skill level with the game, putting me in a position where playing it just feels like I'm going through the motions. Whereas, like, I'm playing Sonic 1 here, and yeah, I am kind of going through the motions, but it has still been, like, demanding in places. I've been making mistakes, and I've been noticing what I'm doing, and it's been feeling like, oh, I could have played a little better. Whereas, like, I play Sonic 2 and I make a mistake, and I'm like, whatever. It's Sonic 2. I'll be fine. I don't know. Maybe we'll go for some extra introspection and game evaluation when I get to Sonic 2 in a handful of levels. For now, though, we're in the ever-lovely, smoggy metropolis of Scrap Brain. Everyone loves the stone. That's not true. I just decided to say that because I thought it'd be funny if I said it, and hopefully you did think it was funny. Thank you. Thank you. Just no follow-up for that. I can't think of anything to say after that. But I did want to mention like that whole happier part, or like more hopeful sounding part of Scrap Brain's music in this game. It's very interesting. Very like indicative of the kind of sound that Masato Nakamura was going for with the soundtrack of this game. I can't remember at this point if he described it as like it being intended to be kind of cinematic, like taking inspiration from a lot of movie soundtracks, or if that comes from people making that evaluation of his work in this game and using that language for it. I can't remember, but I think it's pretty accurate. That feels like an interesting assessment of Sonic 1's music compared to Sonic 2, which like has elements of that in there, but definitely feels more video gamey in a lot of different ways. There's aspects of like a lot of the music in Sonic 2 for different levels feeling more like it's trying to evoke the sound you would expect for a given locale. Stuff like the music for Aquatic Ruin, for Oil Ocean, even for Sky Chase in some ways. And also Sonic 2 having a lot more like cool music, like Chemical Plant Metropolis, which reaches for more of a sound. It's just like, yeah, you can just sit down and listen to this, just whenever. Just good listening music that establishes a tone and a mood you can live in for a while, and nothing really comes along and disrupts it. Whereas the music in Sonic 1, sometimes, not always, but sometimes, and certainly more often than Sonic 2's music, aims to have progressions in the music that, if timed well with the gameplay, which it often is, can make you feel like the levels are going through different phases of emotional impact on the player, depending on what's happening on screen, which is an interesting approach for a 2D platformer of its era. I feel like I'm not well versed enough on the platformer in the late 80s, early 90s, and certainly the mascot platformer, to say it like it was uncommon for that to be the approach to soundtracks. But I can't really think of other examples. Certainly other games that I know of that are in like the mascot platformer genre, or just the platformer genre in general, don't have music that tries to be this type of cinematic, where it encompasses a few different emotions that you go through at different times. Aw, man, those bombs seriously got me through the ceiling. I didn't even notice their projectiles were gonna go that high. I wasn't thinking about it. I was completely transfixed in the hog's ball that it hogged at me, and I was trying to wait to let go because I just didn't want to be hog bothered. You know, from one hog to another. Whoa. Is that Dr. Eggman? What's he gonna do? Whoa. It's funny how different that transition feels in this version of the game compared to the original. I've always felt that way. These ports, Sonic 1 and 2 specifically, don't do the, like, fade red, then fade green, then fade blue, fade in, fade out, color fading transition that these games did on the Genesis. They just use a regular all values go down by this amount every frame kind of fade transition, you know, the way most games would these days. And in some places, they also time the fade outs differently, like with the fading out into the beginning of Scrap Brain Act 3 here, where it just takes another moment. You fall, and it lingers for a quarter of a second, then there's a fade out that's like slower even than the original game's fade out, which, like, that's kind of funny, given that the whole thing with the color segregated fade out in the original Genesis Sonic games was because there weren't enough individual color value options in the Sega Genesis palette to be able to have a smooth fade out in that way. So they got around that a little bit by just fading individual color values first in red, green, and blue. And that had kind of like the added benefit of focusing on blue as like a major color for these games, which is appropriate. Sonic the Hedgehog, he blue. You don't get that in these remasters, and that's a little unfortunate. People have commented on that before, I think. At least I've seen it levied at these remasters from the kinds of people who are like, I don't know if I could support a re-release of the Tax Stealth remasters because they're not authentic enough for me. And you know what? You know what, those people? I understand. You're very passionate about the fine details of these cool Genesis games that I also like. I just think you need to calm down about a lot of small details. Like, yeah, I can notice the little ways in which these are perceptibly different from the original games as someone who has played those original games in emulation and on console and on other consoles. But that's not, it doesn't ruin these. It doesn't make these like bad remasters inherently for having small differences and some slightly different priorities right now here and there, and changed level design spots to accommodate for fixing bugs or minor physics differences. And we're really talking minor, too, to be like as clear as possible. Are we gonna get an animated cutscene right now, or are we going to get the regular Sonic 1 ending? Okay, I guess we're going to move to an animated cutscene afterward. It's stuck to the coaster again. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Everyone just heard me set the coaster back down. Oh, we even see the credits? That's kind of interesting. Okay, maybe interesting and also weird choice for a story mode that's like play all these games in sequence. That makes it feel not that divorced from just going to each game's anniversary mode in sequence from the menu, just given that they already play the animated cutscenes there. Some weird choices with this compilation, but that's okay. Question, can we skip the credits? I've shown these before. It's Sonic 1. Looks like I can't. So, you know, everybody look out for Mackie, sound programming. Celebrate him. He did a great job. I've been thinking a lot about how these games would sound if they didn't have someone on staff at Sonic Team at that time at Sega who was very competent with the Sega Genesis sound chip and could make these songs sound really good coming out of it. Oh my god. Have you heard the Masato Nakamura demo tracks for Sonic 1 and 2? They're readily available, not just on YouTube, but because they were released as part of a, I think, anniversary soundtrack release for Sonic 1 and 2. It might not have been an anniversary, it might have just been like they wanted to do it. Hey, Mackie. But it was several years ago, maybe a decade at this point, somewhere around there. Maybe more, maybe it predated... I mean, a decade ago would have still predated the Sonic 1 and 2 remasters, I don't know. I think it predated those, though. Anyway, they're rough. let's not mince words. They are rough. Have you heard Jun Sonoe's demo tracks for Sonic 3D Blast that John, whatever his name, from Traveler's Tales showed off on YouTube? Those are also a little rough. Dang, look at all those Chaos Emeralds I didn't get this time. I'm sorry, everyone. I think I got more Chaos Emeralds in my original Sonic 1 LP than this. Maybe it was only by one, but, you know. Oh, would you look at that? He's got him, so it's fine. Secret 7th Chaos Emerald to join them. Nobody knew about it.